friends! Welcome back to the channel, or just welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Trula, your lovely hostess for the book reviews section today. And I'm going to give you a little spiel. We're doing 3 books in one today because these are actually the 3 that were supposed to be coming out the last 3 weeks before we start into the new portion of book reviews next week. And between birthday and just enjoying birth month, which is the month of May, I have just stopped, and I'm sorry. Sometimes we have to, work within our limits. So today we're going to talk about 3 Sigma Force novels, but just wanted to kind of check in with you guys and let you know that that's why I've been MIA. We're going to do the 6th Extinction, the Bone Labyrinth, and the 7th Plague today. I've got them sitting over here on the side so that we can talk about them, but also just to kind of give you guys a little update of what I'm currently in the stance of reading. I am reading Period Power, Harness Your Hormones, and, it would be nice if Storygraph would give me the full title. Period Power, Harness Your Hormones, and Get Your Cycle Working for You by Maisie Hill. Practical Social Magic, Creating Personal Symbols for Success by I am not even gonna try. Mirror in the Sky, The Life and Music of Stevie Nicks by Simon Morrison. Babel. Iron Flame, of course. We all already know that I've been rereading that. I'm still waiting to finish The Blood Gospel, which is the first book of the Order of Sanguines, because I cannot find book 2 locally. Tried McKay's, they did not have it. I got book 3 there. So I've got to order it, plus another book in the Sigma Force novel, and then I am still listening to The Fellowship of the Ring, slowly but surely, on audiobook. So if you lost count of that, that is 7 books that I am currently reading all at once, and just hip-hopping and jumping around where I feel like I want to read at the time. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first book on our list today is the 6th Extinction by James Rollins. These Sigma Force novels should not be anything new to you guys, because I have been reading these like they're gonna go extinct. Pun intended. This book, of course, we'll start with our, I think this one is 6th Extinction. Which novel is it in the series? I'm actually going to tell you guys what novel it is. It's novel 10. So we've got 10, 11, and 12 on deck today. So this is novel 10 in the Sigma Force series. I love them. We talk about them. Summary for this one. A military research station buried in the remote Sierra Nevada mountains of Northern California broadcasts a frantic distress call that ends with a chilling order. There's been a breach. Failsafe initiated. No matter the outcome, kill us all. When Park Ranger Jenna Beck arrives with her search and rescue dog, Nico, to investigate, she discovers that all of the scientists in the lab are dead and every living thing for 50 square miles is annihilated. Animals, plants, insects, and even bacteria. The land is completely sterile, and the blight is spreading. Only one team on Earth has the scientific knowledge and military precision to handle this mission. Commander Gray Pearson Sigma. As Pearson and his team race to decipher millennia-old secrets, they face their greatest challenge yet, stopping the 6th Extinction, the end of humankind. Painter and the Doctor are supposed to be getting married in this? That almost goes to hell. These books don't end with non-happy endings. Like, there are some moments, like the last book, that had some heartbreak moments. But, like, most of them end on I wouldn't say a happily ever after, or an HEA, as we like to refer to them in the book community. But it's a decent ending. There's usually a resolve to everything, and FYI, if you're about to ask the question of yourself, can I read this? You guys know I'm going to spoil that for you every time, because I have to have it spoiled for me, and I will Google it if there is an animal involved. The dog does not die. Nico survives. Do not worry about it. Poor, precious little, and if I remember correctly, I think he's a husky. Poor, precious baby Nico lives Do not worry, the dog survives. But anyways, again, this is another one of those fun ones where we are not just... In the beginning, I want to be very, very clear. We usually only have, like, 2 teams that we bounce between. We get quite a number of teams to bounce between. This one, I will say this one, the Bone Labyrinth and the 7th Plague. These guys really bounce us. So, like, we'll be with Pierce for a little while. Then we've got the team back stateside. And then we've got the team, like, basically we are getting 3 levels of teams here, and I'm loving this. It never changes point of view. It's always in third person point of view. But we're not staying with one team and only seeing it from their point of view. And it was so good to, like, you know, read this one and watch. I think her name was, and I'm trying to find it because I would like to actually, like, say what I'm thinking. I'm gonna find it. I always love when it's like I can't remember, like, certain names. But okay, come on, Trula. We end up, I think there's a trip to Antarctica in this, if I remember correctly, which is a beautiful thing. They actually go to meet someone there that has done research on this. He's part of the research group on this. And it's not Jenna. Of course, we all know Jenna. For this one, it's Jenna's Nico's owner and the park ranger, but we have Crow and Lisa. Lisa is the one I was trying to get to, and I can't ever remember her name for some reason. But Lisa refuses. I want to blatantly tell you guys this. Lisa is the champion of Nico in this, and I love her for it. She's like, screw all you. I don't care what the government says. This dog is not getting killed just so y'all can figure out what's going on. Lisa is Nico's champion in this, and I love it. And I want to kind of akin what is going on, what is happening in this book with with what the scientists were doing, this extinction level event that they were messing around with. I would almost akin it to, if you've seen The Walking Dead, if you've read about The Walking Dead, if you've read The Walking Dead, you know that if you're bitten, you do get that little, like, helpful moment of, if you get the limb off in time, you don't turn. And it's kind of like that, is that wherever you're infected, if you can get that limb off fast enough, you survive. So, it's kind of like that, but not fully, if I remember correctly. Lisa's brother actually gets involved in this, and it's a close one. When I tell you, I think I rushed read this one, and I could be incorrect. Let me check my reading journal. Okay, it took me about a month. I started it on October 25th and ended it on November 25th, which is hilarious. But, it was just... I don't care what anyone says. I love these books. I'm a conspiracy theory girl. I love these books. These make me happy, so I can't say less. I could say less, but I will not say less about these books. We get to see a lot of the world and different things, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think Crow and Cat get to work together, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong. But I'm like, no, I am right. I think I am right. That they end up getting to work together. And it's like, oh, well, it's like, well, you're reminded exactly why Crow picked Cat to be his second in command. And she's fucking fabulous. I love her personally, but that's just me. So, there you go. That is the 6th Extinction, and the next up on our list is going to be the Bone Labyrinth. So, stick around. And so, with our cut through, here we go. The Bone Labyrinth. Again, this is book 11 of the Signal Force novel series. And honestly, is it this one that's my favorite? I don't think it's this one that's my absolute favorite so far of this trio. I actually think it's I don't think it's this one. I could be wrong. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go down to the, like, sometimes I can't remember, and my trick is always just go to the very last page and just, oh, I do. Yes, I know which one this one is. This is not my favorite. The end of it has me questioning things that are gonna happen in future books, and very emotional things at the very end. So, anyways, for the Bone Labyrinth. In the remote mountains of Croatia, an archaeologist makes a strange discovery. A subterranean Catholic chapel, hidden for centuries, holds the bones of a Neanderthal woman. In the same cavern system, elaborate primitive paintings tell the story of an immense battle between tribes of Neanderthals and monstrous shadow figures. Who is this mysterious enemy depicted in these ancient drawings, and what do the paintings mean? Before any questions can be answered, the investigative team is attacked and a bloody assault is made upon a primate research center outside of Atlanta. The search for the truth will take Commander Gray Pierce of Sigma Force 50,000 years into the past. As he and Sigma trace the evolution of human intelligence to its true source, they will be plunged into a cataclysmic battle for the future of humanity that stretches across the globe and beyond. All the way, revelations involving the lost continent of Atlantis will reveal true mysteries tied to mankind's first steps on the moon. Gray Pierce and his team will face their greatest threat, an ancient evil resurrected by modern genetic science, strong enough to bring about the end of man's dominance on this planet. And I know everyone's about to be, wait a minute, Primate Research Center attacked in Atlanta. Our very, very, very sweet, if I remember, he is a gorilla. I could be wrong. Let me get that right. I think I'm right. He is a gorilla or an ape. I can't remember. But his name is Baco. And the epilogue of this book takes place 10 years later, and it is very emotional. Because I'm just gonna say it's emotional. But we finally see Kowalski, who has always been the single Pringle of everyone. Like, Painter's got Lisa, Gray's got Sechin, Cat and, Cat and, why can't I remember his name? And I should be able to remember it, because, like, he's my favorite because he likes Monk, that's his last name. There we go. I will remember it here in a second. They're together. Kowalski's the single Pringle out in these books. And he finally kind of sort of gets a love life in this one, and I'm like, the epilogue? No. I'm not happy with that epilogue. I cried finishing this book, and I was like, this is not okay. I'm not okay with this. The disrespect of this epilogue to just I can't, you guys. Like, this is one of those, like, while this is not my favorite, this was probably the one that made me the most emotional out of this 3-part series that I'm, like, talking through. But again, it's just good. We end up, the book really starts, so while they end up in Atlanta at some point, actually, specifically, it's outside of Atlanta. Lawrenceville, Georgia is where it is. It's Monk and Kowalski who go there. But while all this is going on, Gray and I could be wrong about this. I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Gray and them are not even stateside. They are currently overseas, if I remember correctly, looking into something else. And I want to say they're looking for Sechin's mom. I could be wrong. It's been a few weeks since I've read this, clearly, and I've been meaning to get you guys a review, so it happens. But 10 out of 10. Again, it's another good one. I love these for the ups and downs you go on. While there is love stories in the background, they don't take the precedence of being the main focus of the whole entire story, which, don't get me wrong, I love a good romantasy. I would not be reading Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and stuff to talk to you guys about it again if I didn't enjoy those books. However, sometimes a girl just wants to sink her teeth into an action book. This is it. I love Dan Brown. I have always loved the Dan Brown books where it's about Robert Langdon. I love those books. Those have been my favorite. I think I'm missing one that I haven't read, and I think that's Origins. And I will probably sit and just reread through all of them. Angels and Demons, The Da Vinci Code, Inferno, The Lost Symbol, and then Origins. I think I got that fourth book right. I might have been wrong about that. I think it's The Lost Symbol, but I could be wrong. But I love those books, and this gives me that vibe, but with a little bit more, I don't want to say mysticism. There's a little mysticism with it, but it's just, nothing is common in it. And I think that's the reason why I like these books, especially, I think like the second or third book is called The Black Order or something like that. And that one had to do with the Nazi German eugenics project of creating the Aryan race of the blondes and the blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids, and the Bell, which has been discussed multiple times. It's been a subject on Ancient Aliens, for crying out loud, of what the Bell actually does. And no one's actually had an answer to that because no one's seen it in work, and of course, no one that was there is probably still alive. If they weren't killed after tribunals and stuff. So, it's an interesting way to look at things that we've historically already been through. Like I said about the Eye of God, the reason why I liked it is like, we don't know where Genghis Khan's, last resting place is. At least last I checked, we didn't know. And I really enjoyed that about that book. So, there you go. I like things that are tied in modern day. It's the reason why I like the Dan Brown books. It's like things that are kind of set modern day-ish in things that we know historically, and kind of adding that mysticism little fight onto it. So there you go. That is the Bone Labyrinth. And we're back in this video for one last book, The Seventh Plague. Which is actually not The Seventh Plague, it's just Seventh Plague. That is what it's called. It is book 12 of the Sigma Force novels, and this one, out of this grouping that I have read, this is my favorite. This is my favorite so far. It has to do, and I say this, the reason why it's my favorite, because if you're like me, and even if you're not religious anymore, name one religious movie we can all get behind, that we were all behind as kids, and we still think the soundtrack slaps. Yes. If you are thinking, what do you think? If you're like, wait a second, Trula, are we talking about the Prince of Egypt? Yes, we are talking about the Prince of Egypt. The reason I say that is because this is about the plagues. This is about the plagues of Egypt. And the idea of this one is it follows the seventh plague, which was the last plague, and it was the death of the firstborn children. And this goes into talking about how that possibly happened. And so for me, it's like the whole entire time, I'm going to be brutally honest, I am singing the seventh plague song in my head while I was reading this. It came up so many times in my head, I couldn't stop it. I was like, at some point in time, I think I found it somewhere to just stream just the song and just listen to the track while I was reading this book because I just couldn't help myself. But, this one, just because of that, I'm also an Egyptology nerd. All of us millennials had our little hyperfixations. I was into dragonology as a kid. I am, into, dragonology, Egyptology, everything. Like, I love that stuff. And so, this one was right up my freaking alley. So, shall we go into it? 2 years after vanishing into the Sudanese desert, the leader of a British archaeological expedition, Professor Arnold McCabe, stumbles out of the sands, frantic and delirious, but he dies before he can tell his story. The mystery deepens when an autopsy uncovers that someone had begun to mummify the professor's body while he was still alive. When his remains are returned to London for further study, alarming news arrives from Egypt. The medical team who performed the man's autopsy has fallen ill with an unknown disease that is quickly spreading throughout Cairo. Fearing the worst, a colleague of the professor reaches out to Painter Crow, the director of Sigma Force. It appears that Professor McCabe had vanished while searching for proof of the 10 plagues of Moses. As the pandemic grows, a disturbing question arises. Are those plagues starting again? Then, a mysterious group of assassins leaves behind a fiery wake of destruction and death, erasing all evidence. Sigma Force turns to the archaeologist's daughter, Jane McCabe, for help. She discovers a puzzling connection, a shocking historical mystery that involves the travels of Mark Twain, the genius of Nikola Tesla, and the adventures of explorer Henry Morton Stanley. Now Sigma Force must confront a danger that will unleash a cascading series of plagues, culminating in a scourge that could kill all of the world's children, decimating humankind forever. It's things like this that make me think of The Last Ship. So, if you've read The Last Ship, what the plague is in it that happens is different than what's in the show. The red plague just kills everyone indiscriminately. What happens in the book is it makes everyone sterile. Fun facts. And it actually ends up being left up to the people on the ship to repopulate the earth. Fun facts. I haven't read it yet, but that is the gist of it. So I totally intend to eventually read it when I get an opportunity. Might do it this year. I don't know. We're 3 books from getting my reading goal. Who knows? But come on. 10 plagues of Egypt. 7th plague being the killing the firstborn children. Like, dude, you can't get me more hooked than you already have. And this did it for me. I really enjoyed it because we start with the person who we start like in spring 1324 BC in the Nubian desert south of Egypt, and it's a high priestess, and we go through all this process of finding out he's mummified and everything, and it's just chef's kiss, y'all. Chef's fucking kiss. That's all I gotta say about it. Like, it was just, you want to talk about on my toes? I was on my toes the whole entire time through this book. Did I speed read this one? I might have speed read this one. I have no clue. Let's double check my reading journal really fast. I should really start making notes of this. I started this on the 26th of November and did not finish it until January. I was traveling in that time, so that would explain why. So this thing, I'm one of those that, like, we've talked about this. I can't sing the praises of James Rollins and Dan Brown enough. Like, give me something that's set in knowledge that we have that happened and turn it on its head. Please do that. Like, I love things like that. Historical fiction is a genre that I would never personally be able to write in, and I want to be very clear about that. I personally could never write in it, but I can read in it all friggin' day long. Additionally, if I remember correctly, we really follow Gray with some major personal stuff going on in this one, and it was very sad, if I remember correctly, in that, but he's got Sedgen. We got our girl. Our girl's looking out for our man, and I'm okay with that. But I thoroughly enjoyed this, and finding out that, well, I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but, like, it's, when I said that the 6th Extinction was kind of similar to Walking Dead, I'll give you that here. It's very similar to Walking Dead. And by that, I will say, if you remember how season 1 ends, and the knowledge they get about that, about the plague, about how everyone turns into zombies, then you know how this book is gonna go. It's basically that. So, Walking Dead fans, you already know where this is going. If you're not a Walking Dead fan, you haven't seen the TV show, you haven't seen season 1, I'm not spoiling it for you. I'm just not. I refuse. But that is the case with this. It was just, I can't wait to continue, because I found out some other things in future books, because summaries on the back sometimes give things away, and this one is going to, It's why I need to get the next. I have like the next. I have 3 of the next 4 books, but I'm missing a book that's in between books, and so I have to order it. And I cannot wait because I've basically almost finished this whole entire series at this point, and I don't know what's gonna be left after this. I don't know if we're getting any more after book 18. I think it's 18, Archangel. I, I'm not ready for these to be over with, so I'm kind of like putting it off and reading through like my stack of TBRs right now, which is why Babel is on the list. Um, that one may not be seeing its own video, but I've enjoyed these. Obviously, I've enjoyed these. I wouldn't talk to you guys if I didn't enjoy them. I try to talk to you guys about it, whether I like them or whether I don't like them, which is coming up very soon. You guys are gonna get one that I vehemently did not enjoy. So, that is it. I know today's video might be just a teeny tiny bit. I'm trying to see the timing right now. We're almost at 30 minutes. I will have to take some time out of this. But, I hope you guys enjoy. And I will see you guys next week. And I will tell you exactly what book review is coming out next week because I have it all calendared. I may have gotten behind on things, but dang, do I at least have everything properly calendared out? Yes, I do. As soon as I find my Notion calendar, which is in with my emails and my other calendar. So this week's video alone was supposed to be the 7th Plague. Y'all are getting all 3 this week from the last 2 weeks and the one that I didn't finish. A Sea of Unspoken Things is coming next week on the 27th by Adrian Young. And so I hope you guys enjoy that one. When you see it come up, it's going to post at 10 o'clock as usual on May 27th. And then from there, kind of give you guys the schedule. Rebel Witch will be coming out on June 3rd. That is the one that, like, if you liked the series, if you liked the first book, don't come here for a second book. I'm going to warn you now. I was not happy with it. I was very unhappy with it. I admit this freely. I'm just warning you. You may not want to come here and see that. The week after that is Greek Goddesses by Nikita Gill. And then the week after that is Herbal Magic by our beloved Annabelle Margaret here on YouTube, who is the Green Witch. So there are more books coming. I have not filmed all of them yet. I am working on that. And like I said, I have my stack over here. And I'm just going to bang through these guys, and we're going to have content through the summer. And fun fact, we will, by July 15th, have a very fabulous video up reviewing Ina Garten's memoir, Be There When the Luck Happens. And I am so excited to do that one because it's going to be a fun one to do with a friend of mine who also read the book. She actually got us tickets to go to the speaking event where Anne Pratchett and Ina sat down together and discussed the memoir and everything. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited for you guys to see all the new content that I got planned because I'm still going to do my Year in Red video and talk about that. I have some makeup videos I want to do, kind of my go-to products right now, do the skincare talk here, and just kind of have a more long-form video regarding that. So all the content's coming. It's just getting the energy to do it, and I'm trying to find time. So I'm hoping maybe this weekend after my hair's redone on Saturday, when I get my roots touched up and everything with my beloved Amy, that I have energy on Sunday to do all this. And if not, then I'll find a weekend to do it. But it's coming, I promise. I want to get you guys more content than just book reviews over here because I miss doing my lives, but I just haven't had the energy to put my face on to do it. So I love you all. I hope you've enjoyed this rambling mess that is me and talking about books, and I will see you guys in the next one.